General VP Malik, former Army Chief, joining us on the broadcast. Thank you very much for giving us your time, sir. Your first response to Operation Sindoor, our response to Pahalgam attack.
Good evening, Swati. Swati, there has been a paradigm shift this time, the manner in which we have retaliated after the horrific incident that took place in Pahalgam, where 26 innocent civilians were killed. The paradigm shift has been that for the first time we have adopted a whole of the nation approach. We started off by diplomatic and economic sanctions. The Indus Water Treaty has been suspended, which had been considered earlier but never suspended. And then the whole of the nation was also considering what kind of kinetic action to take place. Now, we had done kinetic action earlier also when we had the strike after Uri, cross-border strike, and also after Pulwama incident, we had bombed the Lashkar, one of the camps in Balakot. But this time it had to be stronger because apparently those earlier actions that we had taken were not sufficient in deterring the terrorists which are sponsored by Pakistan Army. So this time it had to be much stronger, and that is what we were all expecting it, and that took place. So the kinetic action that has been carried out now, as you said yourself, it has hit 9 camps of the terrorists, both of the Lashkar-e-Taiba as well as Masood Hazar's camp in Bahalpur. And it has now, as you said, the Muridke camp of Lashkar-e-Taiba is very close to Lahore. We have hit not only camps located in across the line of control in J&K, Pakistan occupied J&K, but also in Punjab. So that's a very strong message that has been sent. And also we have taken very strong diplomatic action alongside the kinetic action undertaken by the Indian armed forces. So it's a big shift. And if they try something more after this, you will find that perhaps India will be left with no choice but to make it even stronger than what we have done this time.
Would you say, General Malik, that the action has only begun now? Because the NSA, while speaking to his counterparts, according to reports, has said India does not want to escalate. But it's clear that if Pakistan continues these misadventures, that India is only going to retaliate. Is this also a massive shift from the one-off strikes? Because this time we've hit the infrastructure deep in Pakistan.
You're right. You know, although we have taken this action as our own, as our Foreign Secretary said, in a very responsible manner, and hoping that it will not escalate, as he said, that at the lowest rung of escalation, I would say, that is what we had done at the moment. But then Pakistan Army is, at the moment, you know, their own image is affected in Pakistan. So for their own morale, as well as to show the strength to their own domestic audience, they will perhaps do something, and we should expect that. And to that extent, I think we are quite prepared for it. We have taken a few days to start this kinetic action and take this initiative. And I'm sure that we are quite well prepared for it in case they try and escalate it from their side.
Well, statements are being made from Pakistan that they will try and refrain or practice restraint if India does not escalate. Does that also give us a hint of how Pakistan has already surrendered, sending feelers that India should not escalate? Because clearly Pakistan's preparedness has been exposed. Multiple statements and claims were made from that side that they'll retaliate, they'll give a befitting response. But the fact that we could use modernized artillery and hit them deep inside also sends out a message that Pakistan clearly isn't prepared to stand as far as India's might is concerned.
Swati, the statement that you have mentioned was made by their defense minister, if I'm right. But we must understand that there is a fair amount of disconnect between the Pakistani military and Pakistani political leadership. So while I'm sure the Pakistan politicians do not want to escalate it further, and that's why that statement has been made, but you cannot yet say that will be followed by the Pakistan Army chief. So we have to expect that, and we have to expect that they may do something for their own image, the Pakistan Army, to show to their own domestic public that they still have some strength left. So therefore, we should not rule out anything. We should be prepared for the worst.
Absolutely. Now, while our chiefs, our tri-services chiefs were leading from the front, we saw those one-on-one high-level meetings going on with Prime Minister Narendra Modi continuously. The Pakistani army chief was MI. After, he made that speech about what is the difference between Hindus and Muslims, what is the difference between India and Pakistan, he went MI.
So that is what, it shows the Pakistani army's mindset, and particularly that of their army chief today. Now, Asim Munir is a madrasa student, and I would say that he believes in what Jinnah had said about two-nation theory, and he also believes in what General Ziaul Haq started off by radicalizing the Pakistani army. So he's got that kind of a mindset, and we all know that he doesn't really bother much about the Pakistani political leadership. So under these circumstances, I think we should expect something from this radical mind of the Pakistani army chief.
Absolutely. I'd also like your response on the press briefing that was held this morning, where we saw our female officers take the lead, and the kind of messaging that it sends across. What are your views on that?
I think that was a very appropriate messaging that was done. And both these girls who spoke, I think it was very appropriate. They spoke very well. And considering that, the name of the Operation Sindoor, it shows that our women in India have been affected much more than even the men. I'm just giving because so many young girls got widowed during that Pahalgam incident. So therefore, I thought it was very appropriate for the government to put these two girls who are good soldiers, I must say that, and they spoke very well. And I think by their presence, I think we have been able to send the right message, not only to Pakistan, but to rest of the world also.
Absolutely. Apt title and a befitting response. That's what it was. Thank you very much, General Malik, for speaking with us.